G'day, Ancient Mara here. Just want to answer a question that I received in email. So I get lots of questions in email as well. And I think it came up on a live stream recently as well. But why is it, and many people who are the ex of somebody with borderline personality are asking this question as well, many men, the ex of a female with BPD, but it could apply to males with BPD as well. Why is it that the borderline, untreated, who has a wounding mother, or like if you know that, right, and maybe the mother is BPD too, and so there's a woundedness there, and there's not the best relationship there, and why is it that they often, the mother has something to do with the breakup at times, and why is it that they keep running back to family, the family of origin, wherein they likely were really hurt and adverse childhood experience? So what is it about borderline women, can be some borderline men, and their mothers, when they've clearly been wounded by mothers? And we're talking about mothers that, have BPD or NPD or comorbidity both. And people with BPD still run back to them, still seek their rescue. So what are they doing? Well, like that arrested emotional development in borderline personality, right, happens before the stage of separation. So they don't really know how to separate. This is a really big, huge hurdle for them getting therapy as well. And even if they're in therapy, they need to be able to separate from the wounding mother. And so what happens is they are enmeshed with them. This is where you see a lot of the codependency within people with BPD. They're enmeshed with family, and or they're enmeshed with the parent or parents or the wounding parent. Let's say it's mother, and they are still in pursuit in that codependent way. Aside from everything that BPD is and all the difficulties and challenges in it, they are still trying to pursue, like people with codependency pursue through in a relationship with somebody with BPD. You're trying to pursue something that you didn't get needs met in childhood as well. So I'm not comparing people with codependency and people with BPD here as being the same. But in the element of the aspect of codependency within those with borderline personality, they are still trying to people please and rescue and fix, a ruptured relationship to the wounding parent, to the wounding mother specifically, to the cluster B mother. So they're enmeshed. They're in collusion. It's all subconscious. But that child part of them, just like when they get into a relationship, if you've been in a relationship with somebody with BP and you have an ex now, or you're still in a relationship, just like how they get into a relationship with you, to seek identity, to try to, feel safe, to try to feel seen and heard, but to seek identity and to feel real. So they continue to go back and they listen to the borderline and or narcissist mother, the wounding mother, because there's been no separation there, and they often will cut their mothers off. They often will cut their families off. They'll ghost their families and their mothers, and then they'll be in a relationship with someone else, like a significant other relationship. And then, maybe the mother doesn't like the partner or whatever the case is. And the next thing you know, they go back to the mother, like to what the mother's beliefs and control is about. And like a little child, like a flame to a moth again, in their repetition compulsion patterns. They're merging, they're colluding, they're still pursuing what they didn't get in childhood. So it's another avenue, it's another, quote, relationship that's really unhealthy. The unhealthy bonded relationship there, the original one. And so they continue to give importance and, they continue to cycle back to a wounding cluster B parent. And I know that, like, I've had many clients talk about this too, and they just like, why would she go back and talk to them? Because she told me everything that they did to her, and it's like horrible. So why do they go back? Why do they still talk to them? And, essentially what I've said, it's because they can't separate, and they're still looking still looking for identity through cluster B mother, the wounding parent, and they're still very much pursuing, as they are in all types of relationships, in a young, sort of rather childlike way, they're still pursuing the love that they never got. So there is a clear desperation in people untreated with BPD for love. A desperation. And yet, they can't receive it. And they don't trust it. And they can't give it. And it's really something that is extremely sad and destructive for them and destructive for everyone around them. And so often they just will go back to that wounding mother in particular, the cluster B mother, for the reasons I already gave, and also because sometimes they have a way of, they have things to offer often, don't they? Like if they just ghosted you or they're breaking up with you, then, they can, definitely need somewhere to be and need someone to, sort of take care of them, And so they go back. And it's really rewounding. It's self-sabotage. It's self-destructive every time they do it. And so then there's this other element to all this, too, where people with BPD are constantly in a self-sabotaging mode. And so they don't understand how they impact others, which is, no excuse for what they do and how they affect others. But it's just so important to understand, if you understand nothing else at this moment, and I'm not saying that's the case, that they are really bound to what I keep talking about, these repetition compulsion cycles, this reenacting of the adverse child experience. They are totally bound to it. And so